Israel-Hamas war. Friend of woman kidnapped by Hamas fears for women taken by militant group. Stav Gal Oliver, who lives in London but grew up in Israel, broke down in tears as she thought of the sheer number of people she knows who have been killed by Hamas after the militant incursion from Gaza. Many watched in horror as 22-year-old Shani Lauk was paraded partially naked after being kidnapped by Hamas militants. For Stav Gal Oliver, there was an additional torment. She recognized Ms. Lauk from school. "She's from my village, she went to nursery with my little brother. She's just a young, sweet girl. What they've done to her, you can't even comprehend. She's just the face of so many other girls that are now being kidnapped in Gaza, and God knows what they're doing to them." Ms. Oliver, who moved to the UK from Israel 9 years ago, grew up in the village of Sridgem in the center of the country. Speaking to me from her home in London, she breaks down crying as she explains the sheer number of people she knows who have lost their lives at the hands of Hamas militants. "My brother's best friend was called up to protect the villagers. I have known him since he was a baby. His unit was ambushed, and everyone was killed. He was in our house a week ago. I can't believe it." Ms. Oliver's whole family live in Israel, and since the news broke over the weekend of the attacks by Hamas, she hasn't slept as she waits for news of her loved ones. Around 50,000 to 60,000 British nationals are meant to be in Israel or Gaza, and more than 10 British citizens are believed to have been killed or are missing. Ms. Oliver was at school with Itay Berdachevsky, who was killed with his wife in their home but managed to save their twin sons. They bravely put their babies in the shelter, locked it from the outside, and then in a matter of seconds they were both murdered. The babies were in the shelter for 12 to 14 hours alone. We're talking about 10-month-old babies with no formula, no food. Thank God now they're now safe with their grandmother. Many in the UK's Israeli and Jewish community are, like Ms. Oliver, fearful for the future. "I honestly feel it's the Holocaust 2.0. I mean, in the Holocaust you didn't have social media to witness the horror, but the terrorists this time around, proudly filmed everything. It is Holocaust because they go and they murder kids."